In this short audio, we are going to see and understand about one of the divine qualities of Almighty God from Yajurveda 40th chapter 4th mantra. And the same mantra comes as a shloka in Isha Upanishad. Anejadekam manaso javiyo nayanadeva apnuvan purvamarshat taddavato anyanateti tishtat tasmin napo matarishva dadati. It's extremely beautiful knowledge given by Almighty God. God Himself introduces in the Vedas, because unless knowledge is given, knowledge is never gained. We have to study ABCD to learn English. We have to study languages to learn the language. We have to study engineering to learn engineering. So somebody has to teach us. So our teachers teaches us. Similarly, if we take the same principle to the start of this universe creation, God creates the human bodies in the non-sexual creation. After creating the human bodies, for humans to be happy, for humans to attain enlightenment, God gives the knowledge of 4 Vedas. And in the 4 Vedas, God gives all the knowledge possible. Whether it is science, whether it is maths, whether it is agriculture, whether it is nuclear physics, whether it is astronomy, every knowledge God gives. Further, God gives the knowledge about God Himself. God tells in Vedas that this is the quality of the God. You have to worship this God, which is me. So, if we understand the Vedas properly, we will not be doing worship which is against the Almighty God's Vedas. Today we are worshipping so many gods in so many temples. Whether is it matching with the Vedas or not is what we have to understand and verify. The problem is we are listening to our parents from birth. Parents are not educated of Vedas. We are listening to some self-declared gurus. We think that these people are very great saints. They have attained enlightenment. Enlightenment is the process of realizing Almighty God and Almighty God's Vedas inside the heart of a person. So a person who is enlightened will not speak anything other than Vedas. And all the Rishi Munis in Shastras, Upanishads, they have mentioned that this is not my knowledge, this is from Vedas. I did Vedic practice, Vedic worship, I did Ashtanga Yoga Tapasya. Then after I realized Almighty God in Samadhi, I am giving this knowledge to you. Every Shastra, every Darshana starts like this only. So here in this Yajurveda mantra, let's understand Anejadekam. Ekam means one. God is only one. There are no 33 crore devatas, different devatas we should worship. God has to be worshipped, and that God is always one. There is no separate God for a Muslim, separate God for Christian, separate God for us, Hindu, separate God for Vedic people. Everything in this universe is created by one Almighty God. That is why God says Ekam. He is not 2, he is only 1. He is not 3, he is not 4. There is a mantra in Atharvaveda says, I am not 1, I am not 2, I am not 2, I am not 3, I am not 4, I am not 5. Like that he says, and I am only 1, I am only 1. God says, Ekaha asti. So we should follow the preachings of Almighty God in Vedas, where God says, Ekam Anejat. Anejat is a very technical name. Ejat means, let's say, kampan in Hindi, or let's say vibration or movement. So God does not move, God does not vibrate. It's a very, very deep concept and understanding we should understand. If God does not move, first of all, let us verify, are we worshipping that God which does not move? We are worshipping Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna lived in this world 5,300, 400 years back. He moved from one place to another place. You know that he even was a chariot driver for Arjuna. Could he be God? God says in Vedas, I cannot move. So any person who moved in this earth, who took birth in this earth, it cannot be God. Sri Krishna worshipped the same God which is mentioned in this Yajurveda mantra. Sri Krishna worshipped the same God by learning Vedas from his Guru Sandipan Rishi. So Sri Krishna is not the God. We should worship the God whom Sri Krishna worshipped. So Anejad means that God. Ejat means movement. Anejat means he cannot move. That God is only one, he cannot move. Manaso Javiyo Naina Deva. Manaso Javiyo, he is more Here God further clarifies his quality. He is more faster than the mind. See, our mind is so fast that in 1 second, less than one fraction of second, our mind can reach up to sun. It can go up to billions of galaxies away in less than 1 second. We can think. That is the speed of our mind. But God says here, Manaso Javiyo. He is faster than the mind. Purva Marishat. Before, Purva means before your mind reaches anywhere, that God already is there. God is faster than the mind. That means before mind reaches any place in this universe, God is already reached there. So that is why God says, I cannot move. How? Just we should relate these two equations. One is God cannot move, but God says, I am faster than the mind. That means God is already present there. That means God is omnipresent. Because of his omnipresence, God cannot move. That is the inner secret of this mantra which I have learned from my Acharya Swami Ramswarup Ji Yogacharya. And then God says, Nayanan Deva Apnuvan. Deva means the senses, the 5 senses what we have, Jnanendriya. God is not a matter of this Jnanendriya and mind and buddhi or intellect. God cannot be perceived by these senses because God is more minute than these things. God says, Nayanan Deva Apnuvan. You cannot catch me with your senses. You cannot imagine. You cannot perceive me through these senses. Purva Marshat Tadhavato Anyanatyati. Because our senses, Dhavato means playing. Our senses, human bodies, human beings' senses always is indulged in the playfulness of Kam, Krodh, Madh, Lobh, Ahankar. That is in sensuousness, in anger, in Ahankar, in ego, in pride, etc. Human being is always indulged in this. Whereas Tadhavato Anyanatyeti. That God does not move. That God is stable. And our senses are always in movement. That is why Yoga Shastra Patanjali Muni says, what is realization of God is? Realization of God is Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. When our mind, the Chitta Vritti becomes stable, Nirod means stopped. When the mind completely gets stopped, when the Chitta Vritti completely gets stopped, then we realize the Almighty God. That is called as Yoga Samadhi. So God says your mind, your perceptions, your senses, they cannot catch me because they are always in wandering. They are always in movement. They are in search for sensual pleasures. Whereas I am stable. And I am more minute than these senses and perceptions. So God is described his divine qualities to understand, because many of the present day saints, God cannot be described. God cannot be described. God himself describes his qualities for us to understand what is the greatness of Almighty God. Unless we understand the qualities of God, we cannot get a love with him. If we understand his quality, then we will be able to generate love within ourselves for Almighty God. Once we have a love for Almighty God, we will start his worship also with full devotion. Anyanatyeti tishtat tasmin napo. Tishtat. Anyanatyeti. Tishtat means stable. Matarishva dadati. Apa matarishva dadati. That means I am so stable, I am omnipresent, I cannot move. Whereas inside me, Matarishva, this air, Vayumandal, this air system moves inside me. Everything inside me moves. I don't move. And you Jivatmas, you souls, does all your karmas, all your activities inside me only. I am inside you, I am outside you, I am omnipresent, I cannot move. Your mind cannot catch me, your senses cannot catch me, because they are always indulged in sensual pleasures. So many secrets God has opened in one mantra. And these things cannot be available from any of the books, my dear friends, because these things can be learnt only from an Acharya who has realized Almighty God in Samadhi. And the truth, the wonderful thing about Almighty God's quality is, God describes himself that this is my quality. You are doing your karma inside me. In fact, the entire universe is doing all their karmas inside me. And I am stable. So, for us to understand the divine qualities of God, we have to go and learn Vedas from a spiritual master who has got enlightenment. So this is the divine quality of Almighty God mentioned in this Upanishad Shloka, as well as Isha Upanishad, as well as Yajurveda Mantra 40/4. So if you are worshipping any other god other than this God who has this kind of qualities, who cannot be perceived by eyes or ears or our senses, we are perceiving Almighty God in the stone. We are seeing many people intelligently say that inside the stone the Almighty God is there and that is the God I am worshipping. Then why do you need a stone? Because without a stone I cannot do concentration of Almighty God. Yoga Shastra defines concentration, dhyana, as the 7th stage before samadhi. And concentration is not possible in a idol, in a lamp, in a dot, in a point, in a coin, etc. Concentration is always possible where there is no form. So we have to learn the method of concentrating or meditating Almighty God from an Acharya who has realized Almighty God. So we have to be aware that we are doing false worship. We have to, at least at this point of time, after so many years of questioning about that Almighty God, where is He, what is He, etc. Once we understand the truth about Vedas, at least it is the time for us to go to the lotus feet of an Acharya. I hope you would have understood something from this mantra. I will meet you soon in another audio or video. Thank you so much. Namaste. Om.